Today has been one productive, adventurous, eventful day. So in this video, I am going to share 4 paintings I did today on my day off. I decided to take the day off. I'm so tongue twisted. I'm a bit tired, but I decided to take the day off because it's like hard going back to work after a 3-day weekend. Not only that, MLK Day weekend. Not only that, just being in the spirit of revolution, resistance, just being in that spirit. It was hard for me to return back to work today. I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And I needed another day just to recuperate, to rest, to relax, and to express myself through art. So I'm going to show you guys the 4 paintings I did today in a minute. And it's funny because I took to painting back in 2020. During the pandemic, when we were all shelter in place, on lockdown, couldn't go anywhere, right? And I think a lot of artists, not just myself, it's funny, I call myself an artist, but a lot of creators, a lot of artists kind of use that as an opportunity to express themselves, right? To build upon their talents, their strengths, their skills. And so for me, it was just, I looked at it as an opportunity, as an outlet. And painting has always been something I wanted to do. So during the pandemic, I'm like, you know what? It's the perfect time. We're in the house, working from home, right? So I took to going to the art store, to Michael's. At the time, they had a Michael's on the Upper West Side, but then it closed not so long after. But I would go there, just rack up on supplies, and lo and behold, 4 years, almost 4 years later, and look, I have a whole collection of artwork that I've done since 2020. And I lost count, literally. I know it's over 150 paintings I've done since I started painting back in 2020, and I'm just looking around wow. I did order some socks from this designer, this upscale sock designer. He also designs accessories for men, upscale accessories, and even to the point where the mayor of the city of New York, Eric Adams, actually patronized this particular business called Adinka Republic. I love it because they're high quality socks. I've shown you guys, I did a whole review. And in fact, when I did the review, I felt inspired to share it with the owner of the business. And he was floored. He was very impressed. And he was like, thank you. He saw my review that I did, that I posted. I recorded it here live on Facebook, but then I uploaded it to YouTube. He was so impressed, and he was checking out my my art, and he was just like, I would love for you to do some Adinka symbols on canvas for my office in New York. And I'm like, sure, why not? And so I went out, I purchased a whole array of different canvas sizes, and here we are. I'm like, in the meantime, I might as well do some paintings for myself. Anytime I go to Michael's, I rack up, right? Because now that the Upper West Side location is shut down permanently, the closest location to me is in Chelsea, right? So it's not that far, but if I'm going to go and load up on art supplies, I might as well, right? I might as well. So I did that, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. So with me being in the spirit of just being free all the way around, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, politically, right? I just felt in that spirit. Like, I think sometimes in um, certain environments, right, certain surroundings, certain places, I know I go, it puts me in that spirit, right? And so I yesterday for MLK Day actually went to two different celebrations. Um, no, prior on, was it Sunday, I went to one in Harlem, and then on Monday I went to one in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. And so yeah, I definitely got put in that spirit. It's just like reigniting, right? That spirit of revolutionary Pan-Africanism that's already like burning inside of me. So it's just strengthening that burn, strengthening that flame, that fire. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something different today. I am going to paint in the nude. And I did that. I've always wanted to do things like counter to the norm, right? Stepping outside of my comfort zone. So I remember several years ago, this was back when when I first moved to New York before I moved to LA, I came across this whole thing about nude yoga classes. I never done a nude yoga public class, right? But I did get me a yoga mat over it's been about a year now since I had this yoga mat. And it has like, I don't know, it has to be over 50 some poses printed on it. But I did do new yoga, and oh my gosh, it's breathtaking. The experience it's so freeing. And it's freeing because we kind of encapsulate ourselves in our own psychological prison sometimes, right? Where we conform to the expectations, the standards of what has been imposed upon us. So to just break away from that, and I've always been that kind of spirit. I've always been driven to go against the status quo, right? Go against the grain. That's just something that's always been innate within me. And so anytime I come across opportunities where I get to do that, it's just like, yes, right? And I'm just yearning and looking forward to the day where I get 100% fully live in that reality, right? Because clearly it's like I'm kind of straddling the fence, especially living in the city, right? Living on the grid, working a 9 to 5, which is, y'all don't understand. Like, I be trying to put it into words how much I am opposed and abhor working a 9 to 5. And I know how some people like it, for them, it's just nothing, right? It becomes like second nature. But for me, it's like every part of my being is against it, to the point where like I have to coach myself, right? And I have to kind of reframe my thinking to motivate myself to, okay, just go, right? Because obviously it's good pay, right? And that's what's paying my bills for now. But I'm able, and I'm doing it, right, to make a living independently through my own brand. But it's just, that's why I don't like it. I don't recommend, right, for people who are entrepreneurial minded, or free spirited. Just don't get a 9 to 5. Don't do it. I did it, of course, because it was part of my, it was just part of, the route to become a licensed psychologist. So, of course, that it's just part of it, right? In terms of having to be supervised by a licensed psychologist, and with that, obviously, that comes with working a 9 to 5. So I got a job, but it's just like, I do not like it at all whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this video. I'm looking at these wonderful paintings, and I already decided I'm going to hang them in my bedroom. So I'm going to hang them Tony Wingfield I see that you are watching. Hello. I've said this before. A lot of people watch me, and then they, like, as soon as I call them out, they run away. Like, why are y'all so afraid? Why are y'all so afraid to say hello? I see that you're watching. Hello, right? Do I come off as that kind of person that you should be intimidated by, that you should fear? So I love this part, these two here, because they actually go together. So, like so. And these are two women. But depending on, like, I guess how you look at it, they could easily go for, no, they couldn't. I was about to say, they could go for a man and a woman. But nah. But I really had fun painting these and drawing these, especially the eyes. Clearly, I exaggerated the size and the shape of the eyes just to make it stand out. Of course, they are Egyptian goddesses, true to Egyptian form. And even though these pieces were very simplistic to do, it took a lot of effort and probably just as much time as the latter two that I'm going to show you guys. But yeah, my favorite part, as I've said before, when it comes to painting, is just seeing the color added to the white canvas. It's like you start off with a white canvas, and then when you add color to it, it's just like, yeah, it's just like, it feels like, you know, I'm dominating. Like the color dominates the white, right? In that sense. I decided for the background to do, like, these actually are my finger print, like tips of my fingers. I dipped in the paint, different color paint, and I just dabbed around, dabbed around the background. I want to do something different, and I like the way it came out. Normally, I would just do a solid background color, but yeah, I'm switching it up. I'm looking at two paintings above me on my brick wall where I did something similar to that, where I did like the kind of polka dotted background. Yes, my energy is low because, y'all, how long y'all think that it took for me to paint these four paintings? I would tell you, I started at around 2 o'clock, and I finished around 7, close to 8 o'clock. Yeah, and that's just the painting part. I had already I already did the drawings like several days ago, probably over a week ago. So I was just sitting on these drawings, and I just looking forward to painting them. But yeah, painting, it takes time. It can be very exhaustive. Like, and I painted on my floor right here in my living room. But yeah, I am tired. And I need to have some dinner. I only had lunch. I actually had brunch today, because that's a whole nother story. But Grubhub tried it, yo. These motherfuckers tried it. I ordered from them. I placed 3 orders. Can you believe it? 3 orders for breakfast, and I didn't get food until like 1 something, close to 2 o'clock. The first 2 orders I got canceled because they couldn't find drivers. Now I get it. In New York City, it has been snowing. We got snow, like, I think last night, and it kind of continued through overnight. Woke up with the tops of cars covered in white snow. I'm looking out my window now. That's part of the reason why I chose not to go in and work today. I'm just like, I can't do it. But yeah, they really tried it, and so I kind of got started late with my day today, even though I got up relatively early. Yeah, because I was supposed to actually be finished with these paintings by 2, but I didn't get started till 2. So I was so disgusted with Grubhub, and they want to send me all these goddamn free perks. Like, I don't want no free perks. I just want my food delivered on time. That's it. I was so disgusted. Like my morning was just blue, waiting on food. And funny enough, my colleague at work, she's like, Danielle, you don't cook? I'm like, I do cook. I know how to cook. I can cook. I just order out a lot because I like people to cook for me. But these are the things that make me go back to cooking. When I have to wait, like when a delivery fucking is crappy, right? Or the food ends up being crappy because of the delivery, I say fuck ordering out. And then that's when I start back cooking. That's what pushes me to cook. I'm like, for all of this, I could have just fucking cooked. I should have cooked. But I was just set on getting what I wanted to get from those restaurants. But anyway, so this goes together. As you can see, this painting overlaps. And this is going to go like in my bedroom when I walk in my bedroom. That way. Above the door. All right. That's where these two are going to go. Above my door. I like the lips on her or the lips on her. Which one do y'all like? Which kind of lips do you like? I like both. I like both. All right, so let's go to the next one. That's another thing. It's like for me, painting is a way for me to burn off energy too. Because sometimes I have like this excessive amount of energy and it leads me to like walk. Y'all be walking miles throughout fucking Manhattan. Like it ain't nothing. And this is not something that's new. I've been doing this when I was living in Atlanta. I would walk around Stone Mountain. The perimeter, I think, is 5 miles around the base of the perimeter. 1 mile up to the top of the mountain. I would do that easy peasy, nothing. Because I just have this kind of energy. I would walk from like Norcross to Buckhead. Anybody know where that shit is at? That's a good little distance, right? But this is what I would do. So translate that into painting. Like I can paint for hours. I can go for hours, yo, and end up with a whole gang of paintings. But all right, let me show y'all the next one. And obviously the same thing with talking and the same thing with writing. I don't write anymore, but I need to get back into writing. And I am going to get back into writing. I love this guy here. I love him. I want to see him up close. Take a look at his lips. The favorite part that I like was the lips part. I actually started painting the lips first. And then I went to the nose. I could have did something a little different with the nose, right? But I ended up doing like 3 different colors here on the nose. But I like the way it turned out. The ear. I like his bone structure. And I realized the more I draw, the better I get. And when I think about the ratio of women depicted in my drawings compared to men, I've actually drawn more women figures. I find women easier to draw for some reason. I don't know. But you would think women would be more difficult. I think because I'm a woman, so I take interest in just the shape of a woman and I can relate, right? I like drawing the breasts and the body shape and just a woman's face. But yeah, I have something. Now that I think about it, looking at those masks, all of these masks, not all, but most, I did 13 masks I'm looking at that are up on this exposed brick wall here. And all of them are men except for one, I think. 1 or 2. But yeah. And then I have Isis there and Horus. And I don't think I have that many other male figures depicted in my drawings. But I love this guy right here. And a lot of people ask me, will I sell my paintings? How can I make my paintings available for people who would like to get a copy or purchase? I'm working on that. But y'all can't get the original. Sorry. The original stay with me because y'all have to realize it's what what goes into it is a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of time that goes into each and every single painting, and it's just my soul, my spirit that goes into it too. So I'm not at the point where I'm wanting to sell, though the owner of the brand Adinka Republic, the guy that makes the socks, he wanted me to. He was like, I want to buy. He saw some of my paintings because I shared my live review that I did on his socks that I ordered. And from that, he saw like my work. He wanted to purchase some of my paintings, particularly like the Dinker symbols that I did up here actually. That one back there, the Sankofa. I don't know if y'all can see that like there, but he was like he would like something like that, but he wanted his like black and gold. And he was like, how much? And I'm like, honestly, I don't do this for sale. I could, but that just goes back to just me being me being this free spirited person. I feel like it turns into something else when I put a price tag on something that I chose to do. This is my hobby. I do this for fun. I do this as a coping skill for relaxation, right? It's a grounding activity for me. This is why I do this. So to turn it into, okay, now I'm doing it for pay. Now it's a job now, right? It becomes very burdensome for me. Yeah, and I feel like if I was to sell my painting, right, what I would sell it for, a lot of people would not be able to afford anyway, right? So I don't even want to play around like that. Like don't play with me like that. That's how I feel, you know. Books is different because books like you make copies of books, right? So that's nothing. That's easy peasy, but it's just like nah. I'm not at the point where I'm wanting to sell my paintings. But not the original anyway. But I will be making it available for print, and I'm probably gonna put it like on clothing. So I got some things in the works. I'm gonna sleep good tonight, baby. Listen, when you spend 5 hours painting, and that's nonstop. I didn't really take a break. I did like maybe got up and took like 2 breaks just to like clean off some brushes. I went straight back. That was it. And this is the last one, and I like her. And for me, like the best part about doing African paintings is the exaggerated features, like the very pronounced features that clearly makes it identifiable as African art, like the cheekbones, the lips, the mouth structure, all of the things, the hair design, the clothing, the colors. I have fun with it. I love it. I love it. So that's it. This is a 4th one. Of course, I'm going to take pictures. I'll be sharing the pictures on my Facebook page. I create a whole album, Danny's Handmade Art on Facebook, so y'all can check that out. I will be adding these to that. But yeah, I have decided also to like make like all of my paintings. I'm gonna kind of combine all of my pieces of art that I've done into a book, right? So yeah, they're gonna be available for like single print purchases, but then I'm combining also into like one book compilation featuring all of my paintings, and I'll do that. And with that, I'm gonna like include quotes that I've written. So I did say that this year, 2024, is a year that I am going to publish. Okay. I got books. I have freaking drives of books. Y'all think I go crazy when it comes to painting and art, right? No, writing actually was one of my first loves, right? I took to that back in 2009, writing my life story, American Dreamer. And I wrote it in 1 year. It's a whole story behind how I was able to write that, considering like your girl was going through a major financial setback, struggle phase, homeless, writing the book while homeless. It was something else, but I pushed through. I finished it, and some things happened that made me make the decision to delay releasing the book. Right, it was supposed to be released back in 2010. We're talking about 14 years ago. So that's one book. I have my book Dying to Submit. I have some other books, some non-fiction books. I have some fictional stories also. So I said that this year is the year that I'm going to redirect my energy and my focus into publishing. And more so just tapping into my reservoir of artistic abilities and talents, right? Because I'm multi-talented, clearly. I am a damn good writer. On top of that, I just have a lot of other endeavors that I kind of just been putting on the back burner. So y'all will see as long as you follow me here on Danny's World and also on my literary organization page, Ubawa. Check that out. Some things underway. So having said that, I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't know why y'all be so scared to say something. But hello to all of those who are watching. I see that you're watching. You're watching silently, trying to be inconspicuous, but I see you. I see you. And I will catch y'all all in the next one. I gotta get me something to eat. I need to cook. That's what I need to do more. I need to just cook. But that's a whole job by itself. I be feeling like you girl don't feel like this place easier to order out. That's the reason why I order out. But apparently it ain't easier to order out because these motherfuckers want to take forever and a day to deliver my damn food. Waiting just for them to cancel 2 orders back to back. I'm like, perhaps it's easier just to cook. But I will catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for tuning in and feel free to share your comments below.